Yes, Mickey.
Information. Um, Here say that the cost of a new Phi one Steinway S piano is $69,700. $69,700.
69.
And
Yeah, exactly.
there's models that cost $171,000.
171,000. That's 3 million pesos.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 3 million pesos for a piano.
Do you think, teacher, that well, I don't know a lot of piano and a lot of the mechanism that has, but do you think that the value of that, uh, well, that is a correct value?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I know that there are pianos that cost a fortune. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's accurate. I knew that Hamburg, made in Hamburg, Steinway piano would cost 2.2 million pesos. And if it is built in New York, for some reason they cost more, up to 2.5 million pesos. It's a fortune. It's like a big house,
Yeah, actually.
but it's like a car, right? There are cars that cost millions, two, $3 million
Yeah,
dollars. So you say, well, the engine, yeah, it can be very sophisticated, but $2, $3 million for a car, I wouldn't pay as much. But it's like anything in life, right? The value of things is relative.
yeah, that's true.
What is the most you would pay for a house, Mitch? That you say, okay, yeah, I want a nice house today, but the most I would pay is this. How much? And you, Mickey, too. How much would you pay for a house, Mitch, Mickey?
Uh, uh,
Probably. mm,
well, it depends of my economic status because if I have a job which I gain a really good money, maybe I could go for I don't know 4 million pesos. But if I have a low salary, maybe 1.5 million. It depends, I think,
Okay.
my emotional status too.
Okay. What about you, Mickey? Thank you, Mitch.
I don't know. I think that depending of different factors. For example, uh, the the money that I get of my work of or whatever that I'm doing, and the house that I wanna purchase. I think that I will buy it a house that is accurate to the salary that I have
Okay.
that I will have.
That is very important. You and Mitch are mentioning something which is extremely important, which is the purchasing power. The purchasing power depends on the status, on the income, how much you're
Yeah.
making, right?
Hmm.
If it needs to be something that you can afford and pay for that, right? Some people, myself included, uh, tended in the past to buy things that were beyond your normal income.
Hmm.
So instead of building a house in 1 year, you built the house in 12 years. That was a tremendous long time. Normally, we should have been able to build a house in 1 year, but building the house not cost, but took more than 10 years. It was a big house, not huge, but big, but it took a long time. Whereas in reality, it needs to be balanced with your income. So purchase, you purchase something according to your income. That's it. Now, where do you give priorities? How do priorities come? When we talk about buying things, you have everyone wants to buy a house, a nice car, some vacation, clothing. You want to go to the movies and other uh, distractions, let's say distractions or hobbies. How do you allocate your resources now that people little by little become more or less economically independent? In other words, which is number one priority? Car, house, vacation, clothing, hobbies. How do people place their priorities? What do you think about these concepts, Mitch, Mickey?
Mm,
Mm,
I think that
priorities?
Priorities, yes. Which is a priority for people? And
My
priorities can change, of course.
clothing, then uh, studies, um,
Okay.
house, car,
Right.
hobbies, and vacation.
Hobbies, five.
Oh, no, no,
Vacation.
no. Wear clothing, then house, then studies. Yes.
Then studies. Okay, house is second.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. How about you, Mickey? How are the priorities that you consider for yourself when you eventually become independent?
well, yeah, I think that I agree with Mitch. First of all, you need to clothe something, so clothing is the first place. Then house,
A house?
and then studies,
Okay.
uh, then car, next hobbies, and at the end vacation. But unfortunately, I know people that they have more importance to a car than they.
Some people
Yeah.
live in the car.
Hmm,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Absolutely true. I know people that prefer to buy a nice, expensive car than to purchase a house or give the
yeah.
installments or mortgage for a house. I mean, that's okay, right? I don't want to criticize them, but um,
Hmm.
they prefer to look well, to look nice in a nice car. Now let's make some economic numbers here. How much is a nice house? A house that a person can make in, let's say that people finish their university and they start to work. They start working in a company that, how much do you, let's call this character, let's give him a fictitious name. Tell me a name for this guy, for our friend Mitch, Mickey, please. A new friend.
Um, Sean.
A new friend. Sean, how do you spell
And,
this? Sean, like this?
Um,
SHAWN, I think.
Sean.
mhm.
Okay. So Sean just finished school and got a job, right? What is he doing? What does he
Um,
do?
he's working in a car company.
A car company. Doing what?
Mm, in the management area.
Okay, very nice. How much is he making
Mm,
per month?
we were talking in a realistic way, or
No, yeah, yeah, realistic way. He's working in a car company in Mexico, in Irapuato, actually.
I don't know. Probably his is his first job. Mm,
Not too much.
not too much.
What do you
No,
think?
not too much.
Probably
Uh,
18,000 per month.
18,000 per month. Okay. All right. And then he wants to more or less balance his expenses. So let's make a chart for Sean. Let's help him spend his money. Let's make a little pie here. So, what is the first thing that he does with his first salary?
Probably pay the mensality of a new car.
Pay the mortgage of a new car, right? Okay,
the
so he's gonna
mortgage.
pay for the mortgage of a new
Wait,
car.
he is still living with his parents, or he is in a house?
That's a good comment, Mitch. That's the first question, actually, probably, right? So you tell me, you guys are the creators of the story. He
Maybe
decided to
he.
move, or he decided to stay with his parents.
He
Uh,
decided to stay with his parents.
Yes.
nah, no way.
Mitch
He's.
wants Mitch wants him to drive him away from home.
Mm,
Okay, well, we make a second a derivative of this story. That way he
he's
doesn't
he's
pay
paying
rent
rent to his parents.
to his parents. Okay, and contributes a little bit. He contributes with how much does he give to his parents? Contributes a
Uh,
little bit
1,000.
Hmm.
to his parents. Of course, the dad or the mom are going to say, no, 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 I'm not going to charge you rent. If you want to contribute a little, whatever is welcome. So he gives 1,000 pesos, right? How much, Mickey, Mitch?
One
Um,
thousand.
1,000? Okay. Okay, he gives his parents 1,000 pesos to contribute not to the rent, but to the expenses of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then he still has 17,000 pesos. So he pays, let's say, 1,000 pesos. Let me open a Jamboard for you guys so that you can create your own expense idea. So it's a Jamboard, and
Yeah.
I'll send you the link. That way you can have your own idea of the expenses, and I'll do one myself to see how he can spend his money. Do you think this is a good idea that he starts saving a little bit, like 10% or 15%, or he should spend it all? What do you think?
What do you
uh,
mean?
Excuse me? Yeah.
What
If
do
he
you
should,
mean?
yeah, he spend all his money, the
What do you
18,000
mean
that he's
expenses?
spend gastarse,
Uh,
or should he save a little money, maybe
mm,
for a vacation, or to purchase a car, or what do you think he should do?
he should save a little part of his money.
What do you think is good? 10%, 15%, 5%? Let me send you the link
Uh,
here.
30%.
30%. So he should save 30%, 3, 4, 3, 5,000, more or less, 5,400
Mm-hmm.
every month. He's going to save that. Okay. I'll send you the link, Mitch, Mickey, so that you can please design a pie chart in which you talk about Sean's expenses, how much money he spends in the mortgage of his car. I'm going to put that here. Mortgage, let's say mortgage of the car. Maybe he wants to buy a house, right? So mortgage for a house or an apartment. Maybe, probably he has a. Do you think he has a girlfriend, or he wants to go to the movies, take his girlfriend to the movies, go to a restaurant from time to time, um, buy himself some clothes, probably save for vacation. Maybe he wants to buy a new equipment, new stereo. I don't know. There are many possibilities for Sean. So I'm gonna cooperate, or contribute a little to the house expenses. As Mickey and Mitch said, save a little for vacation. Um, okay, these are some ideas, Mickey, Mitch. So you please tell me how cheap.
Probably We need to divide the payments that he must do, or
Yes,
that's it.
please. Yes, yes, yes. Do that here in a pie chart like this one here, in which you establish what amount of money he's gonna devote to the car, how much for the house or the apartment, how much money he's gonna spend in the movies, in the going to a restaurant, maybe going on vacation, how much money Sean is gonna cooperate his parents with, etc. How is the guy going to use his money? I think. Let me see. Okay, so that's the idea, Mickey. Sean is going to spend his money maybe in a car, apartment, cooperation for the house expenses, maybe a little for vacation, some clothing. Maybe he wants to do a master's degree, and this time the parents tell him, "Perfect, Sean, but this time you have to pay for your master's degree." Probably, I don't know, depending on the situation, right? Many things can happen. So I don't know. Maybe he wants to start a small side business in addition to his company in the industry, in the car company. Maybe he wants to start a side business, doing something on his own, a small business. So I sent you the link to the Jamboard. Okay, here. Anonymous Squirrel joined.
Hmm.
And how much money will he spend in each? I'm gonna do one myself. Put I'm gonna do a drawing here maybe. I think a car. How much is a car these days? Say,
Mm,
Mm,
I think that at least 250,000 pesos.
ouch, 250,000. What brand is that, Mickey?
I don't know, probably a March, Nissan March, or if
March
you
like
have
this?
a March, like Marzo.
A March, a March.
Mm-hmm. Or
250,000? Really?
yeah, I think so. They
Jeez.
are so expensive now.
And the mortgages, how much do you have to pay per month? Let's say a basic mortgage. Let's call
uh,
it a student mortgage.
what means mortgage?
¿Es mensualidad o yeah,
No sé.
mortgage? What you're gonna pay every month? How much do you pay? 3,000, 4,000,
Probably yeah, 4,000.
4,000. Okay, so he has to pay 4,000 on the car. Then, is he ready to start paying for an apartment or not?
Ah,
Maybe not, right? Too
mm,
soon. Okay, so let's finish paying the car. Then, how about how much he wants to save for vacation? Savings for vacation. How much does he save per month? You said 30%.
for vacation.
Yeah, no, no, no. Just savings for maybe a side business or
Ah,
savings
yeah, I
for
said 30%.
saving savings 30%. That is how much? Three times 5,400, right? Is that
Mm,
correct?
hmm.
He's making 18,000.
Yeah,
He
more or less.
he's like, no, wait, yeah, no, three. Yes, 5,400 is 30% savings every month. Then that's 9,000. Then cooperation at home. He cooperates with 1,000 pesos, right?
teacher.
Yes, Mitch.
Sorry, where did you send the link to the Jamboard?
Where I sent it to the StreamYard, but let me copy it
Oh,
to the. I'm gonna copy it in the where
The link is in the comments, Mitch.
in the comments.
oh, but
Yes.
I can use
Okay.
that link.
I'll send it to. I put it also in the WhatsApp as well, Mitch.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So, so what else do we have? All right. So we have 2,050 pesos for a march, 250,000 pesos for a march. March is what, Mickey? Nissan is Dodge, Ford. What is that?
Nissan.
Nissan. Okay, 250,000. My car mortgage 4,000 pesos. Savings 5,400. Cooperation at home. mm, 1,000. Uh, Clothing. How much is he spending in clothing?
Mm,
New blouse, new shirt, new pants, some maybe tennis shoes or dressing shoes.
Probably 10%.
10% that'll be 1,800 every month, right? Okay,
Mm,
clothing.
or probably less, teacher.
Probably
But
less. Okay.
yeah.
What do you think?
Mm,
1,000 only?
1,000.
1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1,000. Okay. Okay, 1,000 for clothing. What else? Is he gonna pay his vacation from his savings, or what does he want to do with the money that he's saving, Mitch?
Uh, he could invert it in something.
Invested.
Invest it. Uh-huh.
Investment in what?
Mm, maybe to try to duplicate it or in actions. I
In
don't know.
company shares. Company shares. Invest in company shares, right? Acciones de una compañía. Invest in company shares. Okay. Uh, that's an interesting idea. You invest in company shares with the objective of making more money, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, how much do you invest? The money that you're saving, or part of it, or
Uh, Part of it, maybe if you are say like uh, a third part, if in this case, five thousand 400,
yes.
and maybe the other part you can invest it or the half.
Okay, one third is 1,800 or 1,800, and that's it. And the rest maybe for other uses, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, very good. What else? Is that it? Clothing. We need to do clothing as well. Clothing, help to his family, car expenses, investments. Very good. This is a very interesting diagram. Studies. Does he want to continue with his studies, or what? Because he already finished school.
Yeah, but probably, I don't know. He wants a
Mm,
master degree.
Okay,
Maybe
very good.
he wants that.
A master's degree, right? Maybe he wants to learn cooking. He wants to take cooking lessons or karate lessons or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or He wants to learn a new language.
Maybe, yeah. So there are lots of possibilities for Sean. He wants to learn Spanish to come to Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. So we have car, help his family, clothing, studies, investments, expenses. When you say expenses, maybe he wants to go to the movies. How often? Once a week, once every 2 weeks, once
It's a
every
week.
once a week. Okay. Probably he wants to go out with friends or with his girlfriend or with a family or I don't know. He is going to spend a little money, not maybe not too much, but a little bit. So he's going to have some expenses. What else do you think about this, Mitch?
Mm, food? Expenses? It's no, no, no. Just,
Gastos, yeah, expenses,
uh,
yeah, it's gastos like well, all kinds of expenses.
mm,
Actually, everything's an expense. Let me move this from here. Expenses is the mortgage of the car, mortgage for the apartment, contribution to the house, savings, clothing. What else? What else? Okay.
mm,
¿Sirves agua, mami? Agua.
So here we are with our idea of
a
how to
gym?
spend going to the gym, of course, going to the gym or a club, right? Sports club, going to the gym. How much does a gym cost these days?
Uh,
Mm, depending of the gym, of course, but more or less
the
500 pesos
five, 5 to 700.
5 to 700 pesos per month.
per
Uh-huh.
month.
Okay, that's reasonable. 5 to 700 pesos. All right, going to the gym, 500 to 700 pesos. Clothing, cooperation, home, savings, mortgage. Well, looks like he got a good job at first. 18,000 is not a fortune, but something you can live with for a few
Yeah.
months, right? You can and actually make some savings. So truly nice. All right, and then very nice. Let's see how you've been working on your Jamboard presentation here. Check
Okay.
here.
Presentation?
Yeah, I mean we're trying to put this in Jamboard. Please, if you have the opportunity to, or put it or do it in Paint or whatever you want, and maybe paint.
I said, uh, well, I did not something like yours in Paint be- because I'm not sure how to do it.
Yeah, yes, I mean it doesn't have to be one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight slices. You can do 3 slices or 4 slices. One slice can be mortgage for the car. Another slice can be clothing.
I sent something similar to the website.
Ah, okay, very good. Let me check it then. Let me check the one from them really quick. Ah, excellent, perfect. Yeah, that's fantastic. Very nice, Mitch. But let's just put the numbers
Ah,
so that
okay.
the addition of all of it gives you 18,000. So including your savings,
980.
Mm,
including everything
the
should
percent?
amount not well if you want to do it in percentage, but remember that Sean is making 18,000 pesos. So he wants to
Mm,
spend his 18,000 pesos. How does he spend his money?
mhm.
It's just that.
Ay, I don't know.
Mañana tengo examen de matemáticas y de deportes. Yo creo que si acaso estudio para, para nada de esas dos. No. Voy a estudiar, yo creo que de una vez para las que son el miércoles. El horario. Vale. Voy a hacer lo mejor. Y luego nos falta otra parte de aquí. Pero bueno, o sea, aunque me quejo de que quiera poder hacer un 9 en esta. Vamos. Yo digo por tu hijo. No, que todavía hay con
Okay.
la falta. No, sí, ya.
What do you think is a good time to start purchasing a house or giving mortgage for a little apartment, Mickey or Mitch?
Me gustaría, no sé,
When your salary is accurate to try to save money for the objective to purchase a house.
Okay, so you want to first consolidate your income, consolidate your income,
Income, what is?
ingreso,
Ah,
income.
okay,
You
yes.
want to consolidate your income. Then you want your salary, you said that you want your salary to be accurate
a ver si le regreso que aquí ya
with the cost of the house, or what do you say? With the what?
Yeah, the house
But
or
then that's
apartment.
that's or apartment, but
te acompaño.
cost of the house or
16.
apartment.
¿A qué hora va a ser?
But then what is that, Mitch? What is accurate? Because there are houses that cost you 700.
No manches, o sea,
Uh, Accurate in the way that you can have your normal expenses
pero sí.
or at least having in a good way without interponing in the objective to purchase a house in the future.
Yo le pregunté al maestro que me... ¿De quién
Okay, so how much do you need to make to start purchasing a house?
no, se la
I
hacía
don't
nomás.
know.
No tiene.
Maybe purchasing a house cash
¿Cuánto saqué en el examen para yo hacerme ya mis cálculos?
is not an option, right? Not
Me dice,
uh,
solo tuviste mal la de explicar tal cosa.
at the moment, right?
Y ya, creo
You
que
want
ya.
to purchase the
Uh,
house on credit or on mortgages.
Un 9.
Buy
Y me
the
dice, no,
house
creo que
on
no me
mortgage. Correct?
que le
You want
daba.
to buy the house on mortgage.
Le dio un medio punto o algo así. Sí, saca ese.
So you give installments for the house.
Es 9.5 y
Install,
tengo número de más. Pues eso ya.
installment one, installment two, installment three. Correct? You give installments or purchase the house.
No todas son
Give
suyas, bueno, si quieres todas. No, si quieres todas o no.
give installments for the house. What do you think, Mitch? Would you give installments for the house?
what means installments?
De los muñecos de
Pagos.
Uh,
esposo.
uh,
Mira, medía esto. Parado medía.
Monthly, maybe.
Y se imprimió su cara y se la puso. Te tomé foto, déjate la enseño. Por razón Lulu me dijo. ¿Qué te dijo? Que cómo te fue con tu muñeco. Pues, yo creo que bien. De que me quiere presumir. Pero no tuve chance de platicar. Sí,
No hagan tanto ruido, pues yo estoy en clase.
Perdón.
Oye, ¿a ti también se te desapareció el profe?
Sí.
Mm.
Ok, profe, apagó la compu por accidente. Se veía bien. Ahí la foto la tomé mal, pero hace cuenta que es este. Pero no jalaba, así se sentía como, se sentía bien hecho, pues. No,
I am back. Sorry,
don't worry, teacher.
I turned it off. I don't know what I well,
Sometimes happens.
yeah. So well,
Esta era su cara.
so eventually, Mitch wants to buy a house. Mickey wants to buy a house. Everyone wants to buy a house eventually. But then, how do you allocate the money? The allocation of the money is one of the most interesting yet challenging situations, right? Allocation the money to the various expenses. You need to be a very good administrator to be able to allocate the money correctly to your expenses, because some people, as Mitch and Mickey were saying, they say, I want a car. But do you have food? No, no, but food is not important. The car is important. It's priority number one. I am exaggerating, of course, but people place their priorities in different ways, and that's a universal truth, right? People people place their priorities in very different way. Uh, but the way you place them, Mickey, Mitch, is very, very intelligent, in my opinion. I think this is very smart. So you say that number one is buying clothes, clothing, house, but we are still not buying a house. So what do we do about a house? Well, we live with our parents for how long? What is the custom in Mexico versus the custom in the US? Living in home in Mexico, living with your parents in Mexico versus living with the parents in the US. How are these things different, Mickey, Mitch?
Mm, I don't know. I heard some rumors that in the United States, the parents in the United States are more strict.
More strict in what sense, Mickey?
But for example, when a person ends his or her university or his or her studies, normally the parents have like a uh, a way to see it different here in Mexico. That here in Mexico, for
Yes.
example, they tell to his or her kids that probably it's time to search a house or time to get a job, and that's all.
Okay. 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 Very, very interesting comment, Mickey. And what do you guys think about this? Of course, it's true. Absolutely true. In Latin countries, parents, we are more paternalistic. We tend to tell our kids, okay, you can leave the house when you get married. Other than that, you can live here forever, which is very nice. Uh, but in the US, you are true, you are right that if your kids turn 18, doesn't have to be like that, but you tend to tell your kids, well, what are you planning to do? Now you're an adult. You are more or less independent. You can work a part time job while you do the university, or or you can get a loan. Sometimes students get loans.
Yeah.
Uh, they borrow money at a certain percentage, or sometimes their parents pay part of it and students pay part of it, or sometimes it's a financial aid. So it's very different from Mexico. That's totally true. So it goes in a case by case, right? Case by case. Do you have friends or any acquaintances in the US that do Things like this, Mickey or Mitch, whose parents told them, "Hey, Mickey, hey, Sean, hey, Lupita, hey, Patty, whatever. What is your plan?" Do you know people that been like that?
Mm, no, actually, I think that I didn't meet someone with a story like that, but I saw in movies and in some series in United States that happened.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Sometimes, for example, in the case of my brother who lives in the US, in Arizona, he is starting to think and to talk with his kids, who is his kid is already 21, and he's telling him, well, would you like to continue living with us, or would you like to have an apartment so that you are more independent? And they are with that discussion in this moment. Of course, my brother is planning to pay for the apartment,
Hmm.
but he also is like suggesting his kid to get a maybe a part-time job or to work during vacation, during summer vacation. What do you think of that idea, Mitch, Mickey? Do you think that kid actually in the language center, some of the kids that go to ITESI, some of the kids get part-time jobs during all the seasons or a full-time job during summer. What do you think of this? Do you think it's a good idea to get a full-time job during summer or a part-time job during all the seasons, during all the year long? What do you think about that?
Mm, I think that it's a great idea because you learn how to get your money, and I think that you can and give a value to the work and be more how can I say this mm, more grateful of all the things that we have.
Get as children, let's say, or not as children, as family members, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic comment because eventually, one day, God willing, we will be parents, right? One day we will grow up and become parents, which is a new responsibility. You say, well, yeah, but that's very far away from now, right? Maybe 10 years or 15 years from now. Think about this, Mickey. You're what, 21?
Yes, I'm 21.
So let's think. Let's play hypothetically that in what 10 years you will get married, more or less.
Mm, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, like no pressure, of course. Just an idea. It's just we're just chatting. We're just chatting, right? What about you, Mitch? You're gonna get married in what 15 years,
Married.
maybe?
Uh, I don't know if I want to get married one time in my life.
Okay, well, let's suppose. Let's talk hypothetically that you get married in 15 years,
Okay.
10 or 15. I don't know. Maybe you will not. But let's just talk hypothetically, right? Imagine a time in which you have to not only raise your kids, you have to educate them, you have to give them, you have to provide for them food, school, diapers, milk, uh, everything. Just imagine all the expenses that you will have to provide for your kids. How do you feel that moment, Miki? Of course, the reward is fantastic, right? You're able to hug your kids. There is no feeling like that, right? No feeling that resembles hugging your kids, having your kids in your arms. There is nothing
Mhm.
like that. But imagine this situation. How do you imagine that?
Mm, uh, well, I think that is something that probably one day I would experiment, but
Okay.
but probably at this moment I don't want to think about it.
You don't even want to think of. I
Yes,
love that answer. There's no time to think about that.
it's
It's
not time.
more pleasant things to think of, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly the answer that I gave myself, what, 25 years ago. So no, no, more than that, 30 years ago. So I totally understand you and Mitch. I am
Yeah.
with you guys. It's time to enjoy life, to have fun,
Mhm.
to travel, to learn, to make friends. What do you think of this topic, Mitch, of all the expenses in a house that sooner or later we will incur? What do you think of this topic?
Well, it's the cycle of the workers, of the citizen, of everyone we have to confront in our everyday. And personally, I think I'm not ready, obviously, because I don't have an income. But
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to learn how all of this thing works and how to maintain and circle the money to invest it and try to grow it. I don't know.
Yes. That's a fantastic idea. Actually, that is the purpose of education, right? You're getting hints, hopefully, from every one of your teachers on how to get knowledge that you can eventually convert into money and money into satisfactors of life, right? So let me
I
put this.
know, but unfortunately, I don't have any teacher that teach me that. Neither my parents. I learned some things for a book that I read and for the things that Mickey usually do. Uh, well, in that kind of things.
Well, let me tell you something. That's fantastic knowledge. That's fantastic information. If you have someone at home and, well, like Mickey, or your parents, or a friend, or a book that gives you some insight into the art of converting, and don't think it's an easy topic, Mitch. Don't think that I got lots of teachers. Actually, I got just one when I was already grown up. I was already not getting married, but I was already an adult when a friend of mine taught me how to convert knowledge into money. That's a difficult art. It's a fantastic thing that Mick is working now, that he knows what he says, the value of money, and that you can take a look at what he does, and maybe with other friends or family members or with himself, or the book that you got is fantastic information, Mitch. So what is the name of the book that you're reading?
Um, rich father and poor father.
Oh, okay. Kiyosaki. That's a good book. That's a good book. There are there is also a book which I read, which is I think Mickey read it too, but in Spanish. What is this? The richest man of Babylon, Mickey?
By Paulo Coelho? No, I'm not sure.
No,
No, no, no.
no, the richest man of Babylon. Let me see. Let me see if I have it. The richest man of Babylon.
Ah, yeah, I remembered.
You remember the
By
book, right?
George Samuel.
George Samuel, I think, or something Samuel. I think that's the one. Well, let me tell you something, Mitch. That's a great book to read. It's got 20, 30 pages. I don't think it has more than that.
Which?
It's very. The Richest Man of Babylon.
The richest man of Babylon. Okay.
It's a fantastic book with advices. How much money you should save? Where do you have to invest your money? Uh, how to make your money grow? I tell you what, it's a very simple book to read, but it's a fantastic source of advice. It's a great book. If you don't have it, I can send it to you either in English or in Spanish, but it's a great book. I would say that every kid in school, in college, in university has to read this book, and you will not repent. You will love the book. You read the book, right, Mickey?
Yes, but time ago, a long time
Time ago,
ago.
long time ago. Well, I would say that you refresh. the reading with this book, and you're gonna love it. I guarantee.
Yes, I love it, teacher.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I have a class at 4 and I have to run. So let's finish here, please. Can we continue when Wednesday?
Okay,
Yes,
Maybe
teacher. It is
from
okay.
6.
it's
Okay,
okay.
Mitch. All right.
It's
Well,
good
you
for them?
guys have a good Wednesday at 6, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, Mitch, Mickey, have a wonderful day and take care. And like Mickey says, it's time to think of fun.
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Okay.
Take
Take
care.
care. Goodbye. See you. Bye,
Have a great
Mitch,
day,
Mickey.
teacher.
You
Take
too.
Bye.
care.
Take
Enjoy.
care.
Goodbye. Bye
Goodbye.
bye.
Bye.